Good day, folks. Beautiful day here today on the island of Newfoundland. 26th of August. Today has been 77 days since our last snowfall on the 10th day of June. Tomato garden seems to be doing pretty good. 11 weeks. They claim ripening in about 10 weeks, so you know it's coming along. Our season in Newfoundland is very short. We got about 6 weeks left until our first frost in about the second week in October. The garden seems to be doing pretty good this year. A few starting to ripen up now. These are these patio varieties. I like to grow these. These are a dwarf plant. Produce lots of tomatoes for the size of the plant. As an experiment this year, I tried a couple of the sweet millions in bags. Got them hung on the fence. Seem to be doing okay. Just hanging right down. Pretty good growing season so far. Lots of production. Some starting to ripen up. It's going to be a while yet. Hopefully the 6 weeks roughly we got left will be enough time to finish off what's going on here. Starting to pinch off the top flowers there now. Got to finish off what we have. I'm pretty good. Hanging like bunches of grapes here. You know, lots of little tomatoes here left to ripen up yet. But there's a few ripening along the way. They're coming along. Down on this end we got a few more. Some here along the fence. They're just starting now to ripen up. It's a slow process here because it's not an ideal growing climate we have, although there's just enough time really to be able to grow a few tomatoes. These Sweet Million variety are really good producers. They produce lots and lots and lots of cherry tomatoes. Really good producers. Although hopefully we'll have enough time to ripen them all, you know. Some people think they believe, I guess, that you need a greenhouse to grow tomatoes in Newfoundland. So I stuck together a little greenhouse. It's a prefab thing. It's all just made out of panels, so I can take it down in the winter and put it away. What I have in the greenhouse is doing pretty good, I must say, although we're not ripening any quicker than what's outside, and that's evident, as you can see. Outside here, out in the bright sunlight, of course, everything is doing grand. Starting to come along really nice. A few ripening here and there, but lots and lots and lots of production. You know, these guys really produce really well. Lots and lots and lots of tomatoes on each one. So you'll probably get anywhere from 3 or 4 dozen and more off each one of these plants. They're great little plants to grow, I must say. Some of them produce really wild, you know. They're just crazy. This is just one branch of cherry tomatoes here. I'm knocking them off. And they're all doing pretty good, as you can see, you know. Really hanging like little bunches of grapes, you know. They're really doing well. All we need is more time, more sun. We've had a bit of sun this year and some really nice warm temperatures, although it's only 18 degrees here today. Doing really well. Some of these guys, I mean, really is almost unbelievable, the amount of tomatoes that'll come out on one single branch. Usually the branches are single branches, but sometimes they'll split right off in two. And it'll easily be 12 and 2 dozen and sometimes 3 dozen on each branch. It's crazy, you know, how they'll really produce. This guy here, this I don't know. That's a big bunch of grapes. So they're all, oops, I knocked off another one. They're all doing really well. I don't know what happened to this guy. He's a bit of a flower child. These hybrid seeds, sometimes they claim that you don't get a faithful reproduction of the original plant. You'll get one of the ancestors that it was hybrid with. And I believe that's what's happening here. Because it looks like something like the Tanberry, which I believe may have been one of the original ancestors of the Sweet Million. But in any event, most of the seeds that I grow, I save each year and grow them again. And for the most part, they all give me a faithful reproduction of the Sweet Million plant. It's clear and evident for anybody to see here that these guys are doing really well. I mean, there's, I don't know if you'd be able to count them. I guess there's probably a few hundred for sure. Bunches of grapes just hanging. Some of them I've had to tie up because they were hanging down so far. I've actually had to tie them up with strings to keep them out of the soil and stuff. This one here, down here in the blue container, is just a container. It was a bit busted up, and the bag that the paddock soil came in is the actual container, and that one is doing really good. So it really doesn't matter, bags, buckets, you can plant these guys in just about anything and they'll grow. They just want to grow. It's just crazy stuff. I'll have a look up on the step. Nice little bunches. And some of these are only in little buckets, you know, little 1 gallon buckets. And they're still producing fine, you know. You don't need a whole lot of soil to grow in. Although they will grow better in a big container to give the roots lots of room to grow, you know. This little guy here is only about a gallon and a half maybe, container. There's 3 or 4 dozen, I suppose, or more on that. Up on the steps. These little patios just starting to ripen up. Nothing ripe on the one in the corner yet, but they don't all ripen at the same time. I've got a few seeds saved here for next year. I'll just dry them out in the sun. Next year in early March, I'll germinate them and plant them and grow them again next year. These patios are doing really good, starting to ripen up. Lovely little dwarf plant to grow. Doesn't take up a whole lot of room. And they produce lots of tomatoes for the size of the plant. It's almost unbelievable what these little guys can do. And my mint plants are doing great as well. Spearmint and peppermint, growing really well. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video on the garden in our short season in Newfoundland. The trick is to be early. Germinate your seeds in early March and take advantage of the short season. Thanks for watching. Bye.